Oh my god, your poor dad.
Dad, you want to get started? Welcome back to Your Poor Dad. You can't choose your sisters, but you can choose your podcast. So thank you for joining us and being the fourth Brant sister.
Thank you. I'm on the verge of a sneeze. I
Uh-oh.
keep looking into our lights.
Look at the light.
I'm looking at the lights hoping that...
Oh, that's a cough.
No, that...
Same,
God
but
bless you.
different.
Yeah. Welcome back to Your Poor Dad.
Welcome. I hope you guys all enjoyed Our Poor Parents because
They did.
I sure did.
I think it was... I really enjoyed listening to the episode back and like clipping the social stuff because I'm like... There was a couple that I was like, oh my God, this is so controversial, but like, do we want to get canceled?
Yeah,
Not
yet.
Not yet. We just want to create the buzz.
Also, like, you can't get canceled if, like, canceled from what?
Well, also, it's just our family dynamic. We were just
Yeah.
having conversations the way we would at the kitchen table, just how we were.
Like, I'm sorry that we make fun of our mom being called chubby when she was pregnant with Bailey.
Well, and
Sorry, your
I
mom got so big.
And me when I went to Purdue and I came back like,
okay, but I did see, comments of, I have not been a mother yet, not that I know of, but people who have, are actually mothers, and I think you saw the comment. She's like, oh, I'm sure Sandy had nothing on me.
yeah.
And she's like, unite.
I
So
know.
I feel like
Game recognizes
that is
game.
the only audience that potentially could have been upset, and they're thriving.
Well, everyone could be upset about a lot of things. Just like when I posted about cyclists, I never knew how much the cyclist community would band together against
I
me.
can't believe you just said that word on the podcast.
I also don't think it was necessarily cyclists that were responding. I think it was just kind of like anti-murder people. Because
Well,
didn't you say... What'd you say?
I said,
Tell
I
'em what
wish
you
I
said.
had the confidence of an old white male cyclist because they hold up a whole line of cars and don't have anxiety doing
Oh, no,
it.
that's brilliant.
The thing
Yeah.
is, I was I by your house? A very similar situation happened, and
With cyclists.
there are actual bike lanes,
Yes.
and just use it.
Just use the bike lane.
Just use the bike
But
lane.
The problem with that comment is that people saw that and they took it like a whole other way of like something I didn't even say. Like they were like, oh, wow, this is a dangerous. That's their thing. TikTok loves to say that something's dangerous because Oh, Mr. Roberts. Hey.
Hi,
I mean, my boyfriend.
your boyfriend.
But anyways, people on the internet like to say something's dangerous and they take something that you say and they make it into something that you didn't even say. Like I didn't say that cyclists shouldn't be on the road. I didn't say that you should run them over. I didn't say anything. I just said like, what's it like to not have anxiety holding other people up?
Right.
And that's kind of like a female thing too. Like I feel like we have like anxiety, or not anxiety, I shouldn't say it. I think it's like, not to go too deep, but like I was listening to this person, they're like, females, like we're taught to make ourselves small. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, don't take up too much room. Like physically be small.
quiet.
Be quiet. Like don't make it too much of a fuss.
Don't rock the boat.
Right. So I don't know where it started, but that's where it ended.
Okay.
And it does not say RSVP on the Statue of Liberty. Name that movie.
That it does, and Edward. So good job.
Legally Blonde.
No.
Bailey.
Clueless.
Clueless.
It's okay. Wasn't she born the year that it was?
I think so. I remember watching it like at New Year's of like it was like that time between Christmas and New Year's around that time you were about to be born.
Oh, my God.
Like the time we're in right now.
Right. What have you guys been up to this week? Your purgatory week.
Honestly,
Purgatory.
it's been a really weird week for me because why am I working?
Right.
You know?
Like you shouldn't be working.
Well, and so that's kind of my mindset. My job's been very kind of letting us off early all week. Mm-hmm. But it's like the hours that I am working, I'm actually having to do some work, which is like, why?
yeah.
Like I should just be logged on and like everyone should just be leaving me alone. I shouldn't actually have meetings and actually have things that I'm doing, you know? So that's been really weird because my mind is still on vacation mode, but I actually have to deliver on some things. So that's really difficult.
Like what do you have to deliver? Like who's asking for shit?
Okay.
I mean, don't give us details, obviously.
No, I can't. And I honestly can't even get into it. But basically, there's probably going to be some drama starting next week, the beginning of 2023. And I'm kind of currently in the middle of it. And everyone's just like, let's make sure Paige is happy. And I'm like, oh, I'm a hot commodity.
I'd love to start 2023 on a chaotic note. That's good.
Yeah. Side note, did you press record on there?
I did.
Okay, great. I love when you're at the center of drama. Because then you always put a bitch in their place.
I know. So this will
including me.
This will be interesting. But other than that, I've had my most productive week at the house. I raked 7 bags of leaves.
Oh, I know. I came by the other day and you
I'm
were
out there
literally like Lieutenant Dan. No, you were Forrest Gump when Lieutenant Dan comes up on the boat. You were waving.
A dirty fisherman.
Yes, a dirty fisherman. You had gloves on and you were like doing things and you did not want to have a conversation. So I was like, okay, gotta go.
No, she doesn't stop like at all. She finishes her work, whatever. It's like early, and then she's like, all right, now I'm gonna take down all the Christmas stuff. Now I'm gonna go rake the yard. I'm like, oh.
And then she does it while like drinking a beer.
Laundry.
Yeah.
Like a dude. Like her dad.
How are
Okay.
you gonna rake leaves without a beer?
Okay, any kind of yard work, just a beer kind of just has to go along with it because you're working up a sweat outside, and then you just have a nice cold beer.
And a beer, and you get hungry and you need electrolytes, and there's a sandwich in every beer.
Exactly. And then we had to, it's so embarrassing. We had to wrap all of our plants.
That was so embarrassing.
During the freeze, we had to wrap all of our plants in basically every sheet that we own. So we did a very good job. I think our plants are still alive, but that means that like we have so much laundry. We have so much laundry to do. So I've been doing laundry for days ever since we came home. And the first thing we did when we got home, I immediately ripped off those sheets because that's so embarrassing that our front yard just like...
No, I saw that picture of your guys' front yard and it was...
so embarrassing.
It was embarrassing because it was just like, here's all of our sheets.
It was,
All our pee stains on them.
I don't know.
Yuck.
Not my sheets.
Speak for yourself.
I don't know why that was such an embarrassing thing. It's like one of those things where, you know, you and someone else are trying to get into the elevator at the same time. You're like, that's embarrassing. And it's our landlord asked us to cover our plants. And as we're doing it, I'm like, why am I so embarrassed? I just am.
I didn't want anyone to drive by while we were out there. I hated it. We're like crawling behind the hedges, like between the house behind the hedges, and we're like, whip me that bungee cord. So like,
I bought so many bungee cords.
You guys are like dudes.
I know.
somebody had to wrap the plants.
When I get a house, I can't wait to hire you guys for help.
I know. Anyways, that's like mainly what I've been doing. Oh wait, also I had another note. This whole Southwest drama that's going on.
Yes.
I really, really hope that they get their shit together because I booked my flight to go see BB on Southwest.
Well, 'cause Southwest is best. Everyone's first class.
Right. Except it's not best if they're canceling all the flights.
Right. And it's been really hard to be a Southwest stan during this process because I'm like, I mean, I wasn't personally affected, but
Vidisha was.
I saw that. But it's like, I had so much faith in this brand. They have like the best customer service. Everything's so easy with Southwest. Like it never has shit like this happen. This is some American Airlines bullshit.
The thing is, it should not have gotten this out of hand.
Right.
Like they have a seriously fucked up model if it got this out of hand.
Well, they just gave up because they're like their whole. I've seen a bunch of TikToks on it. Okay, I read an article.
I actually did read 3 articles.
And it's,
Whoa.
I know.
they like, their system is so antiquated telling, like, so they couldn't figure out where all the crew members were. So they need to like update their system. Mm-hmm. Update the system.
Update the system. Yeah. My flight is still currently booked with Southwest. It's not for a couple more weeks. So I'm hoping
you'll be fine by then.
They get the time, you know, to sort everything out. Because that would be crappy if I have to find a different flight.
You and the Frenchies are packing up the old Hyundai and heading
I
out.
cannot
front wheel drive sleigh.
I cannot bring these Frenchies to. He said I could stay at his apartment. I know.
Who's
It was me.
Another
I got
thing that's
nervous.
like shouldn't be embarrassing, but is
Involuntary.
what is that when that happens?
A neck noise.
Throat gurgle.
Just a neck noise.
Wait, speaking of neck noises, somebody was like, "Why didn't your mom put puffy nipples on your cup?" And I was like, "Why didn't she?" She forgot
Mom,
about puffy nipples.
Can you make something else for us? Especially Jade that says puffy nipples.
My nipples are
Maybe,
kind of puffy.
Mom,
right now.
maybe you can make a little sports bra and then write puffy nipples on it.
Ooh, good idea.
Puffy nippies.
Wait, okay, so how did you bring up that question?
So what I had said was
What I had
what had
said.
happened was I was actually starting to look into hotels because I wanted to see what the price range was, what I was working with. And then I realized I know nothing about this city. I don't even know how close he lives to downtown. Am I
Right.
So I texted him and I said, "Hey, I'm going to need you to help me out here. Should I be looking for places downtown? Like, how far are you? Are there any places I should avoid? What's the deal?" And he said, "Oh, well, first of all, you're more than welcome to stay with me. But if you feel more comfortable, then I can help you find a place, whatever." And I said, "Well, I would like to stay with you, but this is when I need you to be real honest here. Are you just saying that to like throw an invite so you're just like being nice? Or do you actually want me to stay with you?" And he said, "I want you to stay with me." So
Ooh,
I said,
baby.
"Okay, cool. That's what
Yeah.
I prefer anyways."
That's sexy.
And then he said, "I mean, think about it. This way we'll really find out how well we get along."
That's like Meghan and Harry. It's exactly like Meghan and Harry. You're going to the bush of Kansas.
I don't necessarily want us to be like Meghan and Harry, but I'll take it.
I mean, what's not to want to be like? Look at Meghan and Harry. They live in Montecito.
I don't know. Do you have the wine?
I do.
I think I want to switch to that now.
It's right there. Anywho, well, that's really exciting. I can't wait for, you know what, that brings up a good,
I started looking at outfits because I need every single outfit
you do.
to be fire. Even my like casual loungy airport outfit, fire.
And like fully planned so you don't have to put any thought into
Yes.
it.
Let's talk about that because I'm going on a little trip with Mr. Roberts. Hey,
They're just protecting
Very
us.
protective.
they are so good.
Very brave.
Roman is so protective.
Okay. Thank you, buddy.
So I'm going on a trip with Mr. Roberts tomorrow, and this is like our 4th trip we've had together.
Wow.
And our very first trip, I was like freaking out because I wanted to be like the best version of myself, you know? And that's what you want to be like with BB.
Right.
So, number 1 tip, plan every single outfit. Be like overly prepared with clothes because if you don't have to worry about what you look like, that's just one less thing.
Exactly.
I say good. That's one
I'm
less
getting my
thing.
hair done that week.
Perfect.
I'm going to get my nails done. I'm waiting. Whatever. I'm waiting to get my nails done that week.
Okay.
I'm going to do a little fake tan.
I was gonna say spray tan. If you just want everything to look smooth for yourself, to look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah. And then I also was like, I need to step up my workout game. So I ran 5 miles today. So
Amazing.
we're getting there.
Yeah, like just if you could go into the weekend looking and feeling your best, that's
step
Step 1. Step 2, I have this great exfoliator that really does make a difference. It's like this coffee scrub with coconut oil in it, and it'll fuck your drains up. Every time I use it, a couple weeks later, my drain is clogged, but it's worth it.
Okay.
Because first of all, I rent. Second of all, Drano.
Okay.
Right.
And third of all, you have the smoothest shave of your life.
Nice.
On your
I need
legs.
that.
And on your vagina too, but like on your legs.
Right.
Most importantly, like it's magic. And step 3. Is there a step 3? I don't know if there's a step 3.
No, I think step
Hangover
1
cure.
Oh,
You need a hangover cure.
I need everything for a hangover
Yes.
because the last time he was in town, I missed a whole day.
Yeah.
I cannot be throwing up like that in his bathroom.
And you need to, I think you need to bring some like electrolytes.
Yeah.
There's a really good one called Element. That's pretty good.
Element.
Or I like Water Boy.
Okay.
It's an Austin company. And I think you need to bring some Tylenol or Advil, whatever is like helps with the head. Midol. Because Imodium is that stopping your poops? Yes.
Stops your poops.
Yes.
I'm getting
Midol,
really anxious.
Midol also, hot tip, is a diuretic. So it helps like kind of like get things like pee-pee going. So you feel like less bloated.
Nice.
That always helps me. No, you're going to do fine, sweetie.
I'm going to be great. I'm kind of a little nervous to meet as friends.
You're going to do great.
Okay. I mean, I know, but like, you know.
No, it's like that's the worst part is like that's why you need all of these bricks to be laid. It's the foundation because that's how I was when I went to Cabo with Mr. Roberts. I was like, who are these people? I like literally had met 3 of the 20 people on the trip.
Yeah. I mean, I know that I'm going to be great. It's just like I don't know that until it happens.
Yeah, like
It's very vulnerable.
Yeah. You're basically like going to the dog park like Hank and you're just ready to like go on your back and expose your belly.
That's one way to
You have to
think
sometimes
about it.
submit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bow to your sensei.
Anyway, so what's going on with you guys?
I'm excited because Styx gets home today.
Oh.
I know. I'm going to pick him up from the airport in a couple hours. He is not flying Southwest.
Are
So
you going to ice him?
should I?
I think so. And you should film it.
Okay.
Will you ice him, film it, and then we can insert it in here?
Well, yeah.
Thank you.
Stay tuned.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll find some thing to do with that. I told him I would make him soup so he could open the soup pot.
No, I was thinking that when he gets in the car at the airport, maybe you have your jacket covering the ice on the seat, so then he has to lift it up to sit on the seat, and then there's a little ice.
Oh, that's a good one.
We'll
You're
have
the
to buy a
queen
six-pack.
of hiding.
I
Can
really
you talk
am.
about your top places that you've put in ice?
Yes, I can.
The engine's a good one.
That was really good. I was about to leave to go back, like drive back to Austin. So I said, Dad, will you please just check my oil just to make sure that everything's fine? And he popped the hood. It was like 8:30 in the morning. He was like, damn it, Bailey. And he chugged his little
But
ice.
that one you have to be 100% positive they're going out to check pick up the hood. What is it
Yeah.
called? Check under the hood?
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then you'll be fucking up your
Well,
engine.
it was my car, so I would have known just not to drive.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you might forget.
Oh, no, not me. Not me.
Oh, heck no.
Heck no.
But when I did the last time for Thanksgiving, I was like, Dad, you know what? Right before we leave, you and I should just go take one more shot of the peach crown. But I had just put another one of the little ices in there. So he opened it and he's like, God darn.
It's a good one. You guys
Good
also
one.
do...
I think the favorite one that I did was I taped the ice to the lid of the toilet.
Yeah.
So the lid was down, and then when you lifted up the lid, and it didn't matter if boy or girl, right? You got to lift up that lid. And I had that thing taped down.
That
And
one was a little bit scary.
Why?
I was worried, I don't know, if it was cold, if it would condensated, it would have fallen on the toilet.
okay, it might have been BB, but I think it was BB. Someone told me that their friend used to just like put the ice in the toilet water.
Oh.
I said, oh, no, we don't play like that. That's disgusting.
That's where we draw the line.
I did leave one in
We're ladies.
Dad's RV.
We are actually more refined than that.
We're ladies. We don't drink toilet water. Actually, one of my friends told me one time at a sleepover when we were in
no.
middle school.
No.
She was like, I'm going to go get water. And then she came back immediately. And I was like, that was so quick. How did you get to the
No.
kitchen? And she said, oh, well, she said, the toilet water is the same as the sink water. And I was like, well, then why didn't you just use the bathroom sink? She just like,
What friend
dipped
is this?
I can't say.
Give me a clue.
You wouldn't, I mean, you would know. Not one of the core 10.
Can you go like this and just
I want to write it down on your paper. Write it down on your
write
paper.
it down on your paper and tell? Show us. I have to know what animal did that.
I had
That
a
is
guess.
A fucking feral thing to do. Why would you be friends with somebody like that?
It is so much faster.
Oh my God. What a fucking psycho. Why would you do the toilet and not the sink?
Or the toilet tank, not the toilet bowl.
Why don't you just go downstairs? You fucking freak. I've never once in my life thought to drink toilet water.
Neither have I.
Kids are so insane. The thought of being a new human in this world and realizing you can't drink toilet water, like I wouldn't know I had to tell my kids that.
I think that her parents like
Endorsed it?
She probably kept waking him up in the night.
I bet her parents probably said like, oh, like the bathroom water is the same, thinking sink. You know what I mean? Like,
But she said the sink's the same as the toilet. So that distinction had to have been made.
I think
And
she's
so
confused.
No shit, she's confused.
It is
She's
clean
drinking
water
toilet.
that enters the toilet.
But the toilet itself isn't always clean.
no.
Ugh,
That's
stop.
why it's disgusting.
The girls in your grade have
Shout out.
Shout out.
Me too. We all are special.
No, you guys are all literally special.
We're just fun.
fun, which comes with its own bag of problems.
Yeah. Anyways.
All of you. All your friends are sluts. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Oh my God.
What else?
That was
Bailey?
my friend.
That was what I said to Bailey's friend as I was dropping her off at her house. Her and Bailey
All
were
your
just,
friends were sluts.
No, they were.
You were talking about that girl's friends. And all that girl's friends were sluts. My friends were fine.
Was literally dropping this girl off and she just kept going on and on and on about her friend drama, and I just finally couldn't take it, and I was like, all of your friends are sluts. All right, bye.
See you later.
That's before slut shaming was a thing. I think this was
Yeah.
the late 2000s, probably
And also I was
2008.
probably in 8th grade. So there did need to be a little bit of a check of what? Why is your friend doing that?
Why is your friend a slut
Yeah.
at 8th grade?
Oh
You know, you're not supposed to say the word slut, but I don't
well,
know.
you've said it at least 5 times.
You should beep it out every time.
I don't know what other word to use. I don't think you're supposed to
sexually adventurous.
Sexually adventurous.
Sexually curious.
Having kids is going to be terrifying. Imagine that part of it.
Mm-mm.
You want to you want your kids to feel sexually free, but not too free. Oh, I don't want to shame you for putting a little pee-pee in your mouth, but also don't put too many peepers in your mouth. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's a fine line.
Fine line.
Not
You can't say the
parents.
line, can you, Russ?
We'll
Well-
deal with that one day when
Yeah.
that time comes.
Do we have any listeners that are parents?
Yeah, remember
Yes.
one of them sent a picture of their baby.
Oh, yes.
That's a cute
Hello.
baby.
That
It was a really cute baby.
And one of them literally commented on our thing today about when she was pregnant.
Oh, that was
So-
my friend Danielle Doty.
I
Shout
know. What's going on with you this week, Jade?
out. I have been off work, my day job. This is my night job.
Are you okay? What I like the most is when Jade thinks she's about to say something really funny.
And I'm like,
She looks you in the eye. She's she gives you this look this is about to be so good.
zinger.
And then it's just all right,
So me and Mr. Hank Williams Jr. have just been bonding because we've been apart for a month, and my sisters will shame me to the end of the earth about this, but I've had a busy month.
I know.
Yeah, you are leading the train of shame.
Yeah.
Choo choo. And
Shame. No, she's just walking through that. Shame.
while I'm telling my update, can you pour me some wine?
Yes.
And so I'm going away with Mr. Roberts this weekend, as I previously stated. And I asked my dear sister, who my dog is so in love with my sister. He looks at her with admiration. He thinks she's beautiful. He's like, is she my second mom? I don't know. I say, go give Aunt B a kiss. And he goes right to her face and gives her a kiss.
Everyone a kiss. So
no, but when
talk
I say
about sluts.
We have a very slutty household. It's very sexually free.
Yeah.
I am the Courtney. I've realized that. Anyways, so I asked my sister if she would just like watch my dog and I'd pay her so I don't have to pay a rover. She said no. Mm-hmm. And
why did she say no?
Because she wanted to enjoy her New Year's Eve.
Okay. And let me ask you this.
Would I do that for her?
What? Honestly, I wasn't even going to go there, but yeah, you would not do that for her. And when does Bailey, no offense, I know you're really cool, but when does Bailey ever have like party plans?
Never.
Exactly.
Right. That's why I paid for the rover.
And the third thing is Bailey still lives in the house with me and the Frenchies. Okay.
She wanted me to leave my home to stay at her
I have
home.
a very nice, soft, cushy bed. Mm-hmm. It feels like a hotel in there. I have 4 pillows, 4 cushy pillows.
Brag.
And this is my selling point. And then you can just like walk to Barton Springs, walk to Zilker. You're in your old street, which, well, I have that could cause trauma. Okay. That aside,
but she has.
I know, and I moved on. But not.
You're making it
moved
sound
on, but not far. You're bringing it up again.
You make it sound like mean old Aunt B doesn't want to watch Hank.
I know, but you know me, I just like to push and push and push.
And you know, Aunt B's the nicest one of all of us.
I know it.
So
that's why I asked her, not you.
So you don't be talking poorly on her name.
Okay.
You hear me?
So we found a rover for Hank, and I said, honey, I'm going to need to meet you first because this is my son.
My firstborn.
We call him Junior.
And JR. He's my junior.
So she made up with me. And this is the craziest thing. I was just telling the sisters this before. But her roommate has a golden. They just moved from Los Angeles. And I said, oh, Hank's from this town in East Los Angeles. And she was like, that's where my roommate's golden is from. That's where we picked him up. He's around 3 to 4. I don't know exactly how old he is. That's how old Hank is. So what are the odds of Hank being in this dog being from the same town, both Goldens? They look exactly alike, which isn't hard for Goldens because they all look alike. But so Hank might be spending the weekend with his brother.
They're sisters.
They're like
twins. Twins, Basil.
The thing is, Hank will know.
He'll know.
He'll remember.
This is the part that worries me. Because when Hank and I used to do play dates with his sister Zoe, they would fight when we first like met up. So I was like, maybe just like introduce them in like a neutral zone. She's like, oh yeah.
Also, you can give her my number.
Oh, I already put your number.
Because like if there is an issue,
an altercation,
like, you know, I can manhandle Hank.
You didn't put Aunt B as the emergency contact? Interesting. You're trying to put all the responsibility on me. Don't even think I can handle an emergency.
Anyways, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this goes because now this opens up a world of possibility. I won't have to drive to Keller all the time. I won't have to leave my dog for a month.
Yeah.
So exciting. And then Mr. Roberts and I are going to Dallas, the Big D, some may say. We just came from there. And we are going on a culinary tour of the city.
Wow.
And I'm really excited.
I'm so excited for you.
But here's the kicker. I'm starting 75 hard on January 2nd.
Wait, but the biggest kicker
What?
is Mr. Roberts is going to meet Mom and Dad.
Oh, that is a big kicker. Yeah.
I know. Mom is really excited.
She is?
Yeah.
What was she saying?
She's really excited. She said, did you know that Jade actually invited me and Dad to brunch on the 1st with Mr. Roberts?
31st.
31st, whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, she told me she was going to do that. And she said, I'm so excited. And then Dad, a couple hours later, walks in the door and she's like, Andy, I just want you to know that we have plans for brunch on the 31st.
That's so cute.
And then Dad, being total dad, he's like, what, Dallas? They're not coming to Keller? And I'm like, no. And Mom's like, no, we're going to Dallas. Honey, we're going to Dallas. We're making the long trek. Put on your clean t-shirt and your good work boots, and we're going to Dallas.
And your jeans that don't have all the paint stains on them.
That don't say Andy on the butt.
That's so funny because Dallas is like 40 minutes away.
Yeah.
And like it should be a place where you can frequently go.
Yeah, but Dad has like a 10-mile radius.
10?
Two.
Well, sometimes South Lake.
I think going down to the movie house is pretty big deal for them, and they can get a 2 for dinner and movie.
Yeah. And Mom will walk out of there. Well, he'll walk her out of there.
Yeah, Mom had to put both of her arms around mine and Dad's shoulders once we were just puppeting her to the car.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Mr. Roberts to see that side because he's already met you guys. And I feel like he kind of gets the dynamic. But like Sandy and Andy are a whole other dynamic.
Yeah.
Especially me, Sandy, and Andy.
Honestly, that's what I'm the most excited for. What I want to happen is I want this whole thing like vlogged.
I wish. Oh, yeah.
We should hire secret camera crews.
Should we make Dad wear a GoPro? Because he will.
Because he will like right on his side. He already has a strap to do that.
Bailey and I have those too. Bailey was using
used it yesterday.
She was using her headlamp to like paint her toenails.
Yeah,
It works.
and my fingernails.
It
Clearly.
works really well. Anyways,
Yeah, so we're excited.
So should we briefly talk about our resolutions? Because I wrote down 5.
Okay, 5.
And I don't want you guys to laugh at me. Because the first one is that in 2023, I want to read 5 books.
Okay, don't hurt yourself.
I read one book in 2022.
An attainable goal.
Yeah.
Why would we shit on
Attainable.
her for that?
Because here's the thing. If I get to 5, I can exceed it. It's just a minute. I said in parentheses, at least.
Maybe
Nice.
you should, you know what is a good goal? Is
5 books. Because I said that.
You know what's
No.
a good book? Junie B. Jones.
And the B stands for Beatrice, but I don't like Beatrice.
no, like give yourself like, I'm going to read like 10 pages a night or like I'm going to read for 5 minutes a night.
Right. And that's the plan. But you know, when I read that Verity book, oh my God, I could not put it down.
Honey, I know. And there's
read-
so many books like that.
I read the damn thing in a day. And I said, I didn't know I could read like that.
No, you're literally Claudia from The Toast.
I know. Shout out Claudia.
Shout out, Claudia. I know you listen.
Number My second resolution is I'm going to actively try to get a boyfriend. I'm going to put the energy in because this year I actively did not put energy in.
Yeah.
You know,
You weren't ready.
I wasn't ready, but I'm ready. I'm going to actively try to get a boyfriend.
You know what I think you should do too? And this is probably something you've already done, but this is what I did. I wrote a list of things I was looking for in somebody, and then also a list of like things I want my relationship to feel like. And that kind of helped. And it's so weird when I was dating Mr. Roberts, like after Mr. Roberts and I have been dating for a while, it just took a while to get here. And after about
that's okay.
And that's okay. Right?
Hi, Mr. Robert Sr.
But I wrote out all this stuff and I like was looking at my notes and I came across it and Mr. Roberts had like everything in those notes. So I think like you should do that because you are very, I mean, you already know all this stuff, but like I think writing it down also.
Yeah, because me and my therapist like ingrained it in my head.
Yeah. But like writing it down is like very helpful.
Yeah, I probably have it written down in one of my old notebooks.
In your journal. Wait,
Yeah.
what did one of your journal entries start with?
Which one?
The one that we like laughed at.
The one that every journal entry started with Dear Peter. Because I thought I was going to give this journal to Peter.
Okay, sorry.
Didn't.
Go.
Anyways, third, I'm going to turn up my
still
workout
can.
game. Okay.
Nice. Love that.
Fourth, I'm going to be a more conscious drinker. I'm not going to just like stop drinking, but like I'm going to be more conscious about it. Right.
Okay.
And then last and most importantly, I'm going to give your poor dad my all
Okay.
to grow and be able to do more for the sisters.
And that brings me to mine.
Okay.
And that is one of my goals. I'm going to treat your poor dad more like a business because we've already built something. We have like a very cool community. Like people do feel invested in us. And I feel like people around us don't understand that very much. Like, because it's kind of embarrassing to be like, I have a podcast. Like, yeah, okay, you and
Speak
every
for
other
yourself. I fucking love telling people I have a podcast.
Okay, well,
I don't. I actively avoid it.
Okay, one of us has to be proud about your poor dad.
no, I'm
Proud
proud.
of me.
I'm proud of your poor dad, but like telling somebody you have a podcast is like, I have an Instagram account and they go to it
Yeah.
and you have like 500 followers. You know, it's like,
No, but go to our TikTok.
no, literally go to our TikTok. We have way more followers on there.
People like us on TikTok,
But
and
like,
hate us.
I want it to be like a business. So like
Yeah.
we are actively working on our website. We're redesigning our podcast cover art. We're going to tighten shit up like visually for you guys. So that was one of my resolutions, my main ones. My second one is I'm going to run a marathon.
Nice.
That's crazy.
It's going to be really crazy because,
You can do them with those titties.
honey, I was running the other day and I was like, how am I going to do this marathon with these?
strap
I need to
them
wear
down.
3 bras.
Well, luckily for me, most of my life I've had to have sturdy bras.
Are you gonna do the thing that Christina Ricci does in
Yeah.
Now and Then, where she tapes her
Tapes
boobs
it.
down?
No, because these are like already like sturdy. My other titties I would have to.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
those were down to my
They
nipples.
would hit you in the eyeball.
Oh my
You
God.
have
I
to
would
call
knock
the
my-
medic.
Get 2 black eyes, as Dolly Parton would say. And that's going to be hard because I just ran like 3 miles the other day to like Lady Bird Lake and back. And I was like, holy shit, how am I going to do this?
How many more do I need to do?
I have just about 20. But that's cool. I have a very good coach. I have one of my friends, Molly, and she's ran. I was like, have you ever ran the LA Marathon? She's like, oh, 3 times. She's ran 100-mile runs. We should have Molly on here to talk about her running because like it is so inspiring. She ran her first marathon when she was 34. I'm 34. And she showed up to the race with she forgot her shoes, so she had to wear the race director's shoes that were too big. She ran 22.6 miles in that. So anyways, Molly's just like my inspiration. When we were in Vegas for work, she was like watching me run and she was like texting me like, she's like, don't do this, don't do that, like do this, like you're doing good here, like make sure you're hitting these mile marker, like time, whatever. Anyways,
Whoa.
Boring.
But yeah, so I'll keep you guys updated on that. I want to complete 75 hard, which I will, and I'm starting January 2nd, so that's a whole thing. The biggest challenge for me in that is going to be reading every night, 10 pages every night, and no drinking.
Well, especially because it's your 2 sisters and your mom's birthday within that.
Yeah. But I'm going to get very comfortable with mocktails.
Right.
And I just really want to level up financially.
Same. I started it in here, brought it to the computer. I have a whole 2023 financial plan. And it looks damn good.
Well, that's exciting.
I know.
I need a new car too.
You do need a new car.
Yeah, my car is old as balls.
Might I suggest, not sponsored yet, Hyundai?
Hyundai, yeah. Here's the thing about your sister. She has expensive taste, so I gotta figure that out.
Well, there's a Lexus NX that's my dream car in a matte black.
Well, I'm also interested in learning about the benefits of leasing for me. Because I've never leased a car before, and it kind of goes against everything our family's about. Like, our family is like, buy a car and run it into the ground for the next 20 years.
And then still keep it in
And
the
still
backyard.
keep it in the backyard.
I think that I think leasing for you probably would be fine.
Yeah.
It would probably be good.
And then my last goal is like really, just maybe not like keep the relationship for the rest of the year. I would like that.
Like
That's
with
good.
Mr. Roberts?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was a given, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
What if that wasn't one of your goals? Like, oh, we'll just see how this. We'll check in quarterly.
Yeah.
Bailey?
I haven't given as much thought, but the financial part of it for sure, which ties into, because really a lot of the times I'm like, I don't really care. I'll just have a beer today. However, then it's like, then I have to buy more. So that's like, I have more incentive to not spend money.
Yeah.
Than to like maintain my body and want to like stay alive longer and be healthier or something,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. My other big one is to just like get my ass in gear in general. Like, you know, the Skinny Hangover has the no sit rule. Mm-hmm. I feel like I really need to employ that because like
That's literally what I've been doing all week.
What is the no sit
you have
rule?
not been sitting for one damn second.
Like when
of the
you're
day this
when you
week.
get home from work or when you end work and you stand up from your desk, don't go sit on the couch right away. Like go do your workout, or even like do the yard work, start your laundry, like do something,
like,
because
don't sit, because once you sit down, you're gonna stay sitting down.
and that for me is like the biggest thing. If I leave my office and if I just do one task, even if it's like really, really small, just taking my clothes from the washer to the dryer, somehow it makes me feel like I checked something off on my list.
And
So
you
now I can
did.
take a break. Now I can go do like the next thing. Like it motivates me enough to like do my workout, do yard, whatever. I think you should do that. That would be helpful.
One of my excuses that I have, which this is true, but I still just need to like buck up and get over it, is since I have my like 30-minute commute, I could be like a buzz at work and be like, okay, oh my God, this is great. I'm gonna like go get stuff done. And then I have to like sit in traffic for like 30 or 45 minutes. And I'm like, that, like all of my like high is like gone and I'm just ready to stay down. But I got to get out of the car and I don't have to go and sit back down again.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So that's it. That's
Great.
the big one.
Well,
The big one.
what do our listeners have to say?
Oh, you want me to do that?
Oh, it's me.
So we have 2.5 stories.
Love a half story.
We love a halfie.
I'm going to do a half one first.
For a fully.
I could just like read it.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was like a dating wrapped for one of our listeners. She said, "Hey guys, I'm totally late to the dating wrap. I was listening to..." Sorry, Roman, I would hate to inconvenience you. "I was listening to the pod on the way to Christmas, and I wanted to share my horrendous dating story from this year. I am now, thank you, a senior in high school. However, in the very beginning of 2022, I was dating a guy, and we will call him Nate. Nate seemed like a normal guy, but sure as hell, he was not. One day we were sitting in his car, and he had a cancer bracelet on. I asked, 'What's that for?' And he responded with, 'I had a twin brother that died of cancer 10 years ago.' I then asked if he had any pictures of him, and he went on his camera roll and started showing me random pictures, but no pictures of said dead twin brother.
What?
I thought it was suspicious, but I just brushed it off. I went to his house numerous times, and the only family pictures I saw were of him and his younger sister. No twin brother anywhere. I'm only 17, but if my kid died, I would have a whole section of the house dedicated to that dead kid. A few months later, we broke up, and his previous ex-girlfriend reached out and told me happy birthday. We got to talking.
This
weird.
is high school shit.
Yeah.
That's why this was going to be the half story that I was just going to synopsize.
No, keep going. I like it.
I
I miss high school. I miss college. I actually really don't miss high school. I miss college.
I'm sorry. You miss high school?
No.
That's a
I
story
miss
for another
college.
time.
A few months later, we broke up, and his previous ex-girlfriend reached out and told me happy birthday. We got to talking, and I asked her about the brother, and she told me that he told her the same thing and that it was a lie.
Oh my God.
I also found out he had told many girls about this brother, and they also found out it was a lie. Question, who the hell lies about dead people?
A psycho.
Psychopaths?
Was it a Livestrong bracelet? Like what kind of bracelet?
What, does that matter? Well, was it Live Strong? Because that brings more validity.
Well,
No.
it's just like...
It's just like what? How do you have a cancer? Like what is the cancer bracelet? You know what I mean?
Probably something like a Live Strong bracelet.
Like one of those like rubbery things.
Yeah.
And for my twin. Why? Also, what is he gaining from that?
attention,
Yeah.
sympathy.
But for like 17-year-olds, it's like the most you're getting is, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like
No, from 17-year-olds, I think you get a lot more.
what?
Like, people like love, like you're just not fully formed yet. And so you kind of like it's like a grief chaser.
And you haven't had like that many conversations with people who have like experienced grief. So you don't know what to say and what to do. So it's like, okay, I'm going to, I don't know, overcompensate in some
and I feel
weird
like
way.
you're just like a little bit more, emotions are exaggerated.
Mm-hmm. I just don't understand how anyone could lie about a dead family member and be so confident about it. Like, I would be shitting my pants that I'm going to get caught.
Like, it's pretty obvious.
Like, remember what happened to our brother?
Well, okay, here's the thing. High school is just a wild time, so buckle up, sweetheart, and college is going to be so much better. And that's really freaking weird. And thank you for listening to us as a high school student. Like, that's so cool. We're going to grow up with our high school student listeners.
What do you like the most about us as a high school student?
Yeah.
Like, are we relatable or are we like the old girls?
Yeah, like the old aunties.
The old aunties.
Like, you are 17.
Is it like, oh my gosh, you guys remind me so much of my mom? Or
wait, Bailey, what's, how many years older?
17 to 34?
Yeah.
That's like what?
So I'm 10 years older than her. So you're 16 years older than her. 17.
I could be your mom.
Yeah.
Oh, 17. Yeah. Because 7 plus 7 is 4.
Yeah, carry the one.
It's always carrying the one.
That gets you.
And you know what? Back
Gets
in
you
my
every
day, we
time.
didn't do the communal math. What do you call it?
I don't know. Communal math?
No, you do
The
the
module math?
The Common Core?
Common Core.
the grouping math. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where
We
it's
don't-
like 17 rounds up to 20 or something.
Oh,
Or it's
yeah.
like, I don't know.
17, 29.
At 15.
Okay, this is advice for a guy friend.
Okay.
Ooh. I love that.
I like this opening because it says, "Hi Bailey," parentheses, and Jaden Page.
Hello.
Just listen to sorry, this is funny. Just listen to episode 43. And first of all, I had a high school ex who I would sexy FaceTime with, and he would finish and then just pull up his underwear and just go to bed.
What?
Zero cleanup.
With your jizz hardening on your little undies?
Well, he would finish and then he would pull his underwear up. So
Yeah,
even
that's
worse, it's like on his belly. I don't know.
That's disgusting. Men are so fucking gross.
Just go to the bathroom.
Go to the bathroom
So
and wipe off.
Weird, because I imagine high school boys probably like doing that all the time, you know? And
Yeah.
it's like, well, if I'm going to be doing it all the time, I might as well just get used to it. And it's like, or get used to standing up and going into the bathroom.
Yeah,
you
get used to
freak.
cleaning yourself up, psycho. This
Girls
is
have to go to the bathroom every single time. Just like go to the bathroom.
I was going to say, like, God should have punished men with the gift of UTIs
Yeah.
because they need it more than anyone.
That's just gross.
They need to like be wiping their shit up more. I can't even think about not peeing after sex.
Because
without
the
getting
thing
a
that
UTI.
we know about men is they don't shower very well, right? So it's like they're not getting in all of their crevices.
No.
And so it's like if it gets in his belly button, when was the last time he cleaned his belly button? Like
There's
it's
a
not
whole
okay.
There's a whole community of his unborn children living
In his belly button.
Oh, no.
They're just
Okay.
waiting to fertilize something, and that is neglect.
honestly.
All right. I'm just going to go on.
Okay.
All right. So she wants her sister's, us, opinion on the following story.
Okay.
Excuse me. Full disclosure, I am the girlfriend of one of the guys in the group, but we're all pretty close. We all lived together for a year in college.
Whoa.
Parentheses, I can already hear Jade going, pick me! Another thing that I really like that this listener did
knows.
was that she already changed the names in the story, which makes it really easy for me.
But also it's like she's less pick me since she knows she's picked me.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
She also did just live there. You know, like facts are facts.
Facts are facts.
Facts are facts.
I have a guy friend, Kyle. He's
Oh,
been dating
God.
his girlfriend, Maddie, for about 3 years now. They started officially dating their senior year of college, but were hooking up on and off for almost a year before that. So it's a long 3 years. Their senior year, I was catching up with Kyle and Maddie. I think she accidentally said the girl's real name here. Kyle said he got a job offer in Raleigh, North Carolina that he was going to take. Maddie said she got a job offer in Raleigh too, but also got one in DC. She decided to take the job in DC. I asked if it was a better opportunity or had better pay, but she said the Raleigh job was actually better, but she would rather live in DC.
Interesting.
I was kind of bummed for them because distance sucks in a relationship. As someone who was so excited to be able to move to the same city as my boyfriend after college, I didn't really understand Maddie's decision, but to each their own. Present day. They've been making distance work between cities most of the time, with Kyle buying a plane ticket or driving to DC. Maddie hates DC and has decided she's going to move to New York City. No job opportunity there yet for her, but she's always wanted to live in New York City.
Whoa.
Kyle loves Raleigh and hates big cities, but has decided that if she's moving to New York City, then he will as well.
Yikes.
But they will not be moving in together because Maddie still does not want to.
Whoa.
So they're going to move cities again. Kyle moving to be with Maddie, but they're going to pay separate rents in New York City and live with random roommates. I understand convenience is not the reason to move in together, but is it weird they've been together for so long and are still actively avoiding moving in? Is Maddie just living her best life, or should she be a little more considerate of Kyle, considering he hates New York City, but he loves her enough to move there for her? He told us he fully intends on marrying her, but this relationship seems one-sided right now. What do you think? Normal? Not normal? I'm nervous Kyle will keep making big sacrifices for her with nothing in return, which isn't her problem, but still, I don't know.
Are you done?
And then it says, XOXO, fourth Brant sister, Katie.
Kate.
She even fake named herself.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for writing in. I think that it's so nice of you to be looking out for your guy friend. And I think exactly what you said. It sounds like Kyle is such a good guy and he's going to constantly be making the sacrifices, and he's not going to receive anything in return.
That's what we always say about Kyle. He's such a good guy. Kyle's
always, if there's one thing we say about Kyle, it's just like what a damn good guy he is.
Just Kyle's in general.
He just like makes the sacrifices, and it just makes me sad because Maddie is kind of still like living her best life, kind of fucking around, and that's great. That's fine. But like Kyle wants to start settling down.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'm going to have possibly an unpopular opinion here, but I'm kind of on Maddie's side because not that you're asking me to choose side, but I think that your early to mid 20s are meant to be totally selfish and find out who you are. Because if Maddie were to just go to Raleigh for Kyle, then she might resent it and then they would end up breaking up sooner. Yeah. Because she never got to experience the New York City lifestyle that she so desperately wants.
I'm not saying Maddie's doing anything wrong. I'm just saying that like that Katie is right in thinking that like, yes, if Kyle going to New York is Maddie's dream. It's not Kyle's dream, right? Yeah, so it's like if his dream is to be with Maddie and he's still going to go, like that's fine. But like, yes, he is the one that's constantly going to be making those sacrifices, and hopefully eventually if things work out with them, she'll make a sacrifice for him too. I don't know.
And it sounds like that is, first of all, that's like Kyle's prerogative. He has to like make that decision. It sounds like Maddie is worth the New York City move, and I think that could also be so good for Kyle too, to get out of his Raleigh lifestyle and go to the Big Apple, the city of lights.
I will say it
that could put some hair on Kyle's chest that he needs. And like, who knows, they might like grow together in the city. They might grow apart. They'll have like these, either they'll have these amazing memories of them living in their 20s. Like, remember when you were living with 3 roommates in a crazy little tiny apartment because New York living is so savage.
That is the part that is the most wild to me, is that like they're both considering moving and not living together.
Oh my God, I don't.
Because for me, I'm like, the finances. Like,
no, but
that's
2 of my best friends moved to the city and they both moved in with roommates separately. And I think that's like the smartest thing ever. I feel like if they both were to move, because New York City is like such a specific way of living. It's different than like any other big city. You are crammed like a little sardine into that city, and everyone's fucking mean there, and it's just hard. There's like seasons, and there's like people are just like so opinionated, and there's just so much going on.
So instead of going home to your partner that you love and want to be with, you're with
I feel like it could test you.
Yeah.
And I feel like you need like some separation, and like you need to be each other's like getaway. But like I think living in a shoebox in New York City isn't going to help that. I think it's also really helpful to live with roommates and like learn how to be like living with another person, testing that out, not testing it out on somebody you love. Like Zach and Shayna, they moved to New York, and they moved.
I love Zach and Shayna.
Yeah, and you know what, honey? That you should have seen Zach's first apartment. I walked in there and I was like, "This is how you're living. This is worse than the fraternity you were living in."
Nice.
It was literally like a tiny, tiny bathroom-sized kitchenette with 2 rooms, and the room was so small he had to loft his twin bed.
Keep going.
It was like worse than a dorm. It was the worst apartment I've ever seen in my entire life.
This guy that do you remember the guy from the 90s bar crawl? He lives in New York, and occasionally we'll keep in touch. And one time when I was in New York, I went to go like see him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, like come up to my apartment, whatever." And I walked in and I was like, "You live here with 3 other guys?" And he was like, "Yeah, this is my room." And he like opens his door, and it was smaller than my dorm room when I was at OU, and his bed was lofted up. I was like, wow, this is real.
Yeah,
like I've only
it's
seen
real.
this in movies.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Real. Like the places Shayna's lived, and Shayna's lived like nice places in New York. It was like, I could never do this. Like you have to be so crafty with how you live. That being said, I don't think it's the best way to test a relationship at first. Like go to New York, get your bearings on the city, figure out if you like it, what you like about it, what area you want to live in, and then move in together.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I also think that Katie doesn't need to give Kyle any
Kyle
advice.
will figure it out, and that's what your 20s are for.
I think it's nice that Katie is concerned
Yeah.
for her friend, but I don't think that Katie needs to
do anything about it.
tell.
Oh, okay,
it's
mommy.
almost over, so we're just gonna.
Yeah, no,
I'm not driving.
I appreciate Katie's concern for her friend. I think that's so sweet, and I understand why you'd be concerned because you're like, these are your friends. But
I just gotta let this one play out.
You gotta. This one's like one that this is a classic early 20s make or break kind of thing, and they both need to do this for themselves.
Yeah.
Kyle needs to move there to figure out how is this relationship gonna work. Do I love Maddie this much? Maddie needs to go there for herself. She needs to prove to herself, I can live in the big city, the city of lights.
because maybe she can't. Maybe she's like, fuck, I hate New York. Get me out of here, you know? And then
Oh
it's
my
like,
God.
great, let's go back to Raleigh.
Yeah, New York City would be so fun if you were so rich.
Yeah.
I have no interest. I told Styx before we even talked about anything, I was like, I'm not moving, especially to New York, but probably anywhere on the Northeast. Like
It's so cold, it's so rough, and everyone's so rough. Like, why do you have to make it worse by being so like angry?
I'm so delicate.
And Paige like loves Northeast.
I love Northeast.
I just cannot. I'm like a West Coast, Midwest kind of girl.
I like the Midwest and I like the West Coast. I like it all, honey.
I know,
like
but
it
like
all. But there's something about that Northeast. I'm like, let's go.
I have a lot of friends that are from Rhode Island, and they're all very sweet. But like when I would go back to Rhode Island to like visit for weddings and stuff, I'm like, how are these people so fucking mean? Like, relax.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was a great, more of those kind of questions. I love that.
yeah, that was perfect. This is another advice one, and this is our last one. Hi, sisters. I recently downloaded the apps and matched with a great guy. However, you're now in my reading area. However, he was upfront the whole time that he was undergoing surgery this month to correct an old injury, and the surgery would require travel to another city. We had plans for a third date the night before he would be traveling. His idea. The morning of that day, he texted me to cancel and apologize profusely.
Time out. How long had they matched? Had they gone on any dates yet?
They'd been on 2.
Okay.
Sorry, this is titled Your Poor Canceled Third Date. That'd be good information for you. So he canceled and apologized profusely. Assuming the third date would have gone well, I planned on asking what this would look like while he recovered and if he was interested in continuing to get to know each other.
And they both live in the same area?
Yes, but he had to go somewhere else for the surgery.
And like stay there.
Likely story.
I mean, it's like maybe I wanted to have surgery in Dallas so I'm closer to mom and dad. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm in no rush, but I am obviously disappointed that he canceled. Now he won't get back on his feet until late January. I'm not sure how to address this over text or phone without seeming crazy. For now, I will wait to see if he reaches out again. What do you think I should do?
So they've gone on 2 dates. He's going to another place for surgery. Now they won't see each other until late January.
So she tried to schedule a third date.
They had a third date scheduled, and then that morning, which was the day
Why
before
is
he was
this
leaving.
so hard for us to keep up with
know.
this story?
And so they had the third date scheduled.
Yes.
And then the day of, which was the
Day before his surgery.
okay.
Understandable.
canceled.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like, oh, I got to be fasting 24 hours, whatever the rules are.
Scary.
Honestly, fair. I also wonder, so she hasn't heard from him. So like you guys have not been talking since the surgery happened because like he has his phone.
Yeah.
I think that she's like, she wanted to ask him on this third date, like assuming that it went well, she was going to ask like, okay, so like, what do you think is going to happen between like
Should
do
we
you
keep
want
trying
me
to get to know each other while you're recovering?
Yeah. And like, what would that look like? And then she was like mad that she didn't get the chance to like ask him that question in
I don't
person.
think I would put that on him for this because like I don't know what kind of surgery he had, but if he had to travel, I'm assuming he had to go see a specialist and it's probably like some crazy thing. So I would just like be there in a very like supportive way, but not like a needy way. Cause like for me, I would get like overwhelmed if somebody was like, how are you? How are you? How are you? I would just like check in like once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, if you haven't yet, I would at least send a text knowing that you know when the surgery was, right? So it's like, you know, it's probably over. And then you can just say like, you can just be like,
For days and days.
It's like, I hope surgery went well and I hope you make a speedy recovery.
Yeah. Or
Like,
you could like strike up like a little conversation. That's like a polite thing to
how's
do.
the hospital food?
Say like, hey, how's surgery? How did it go? Like, how are you feeling about it? Like, ask him like questions about it in like a non-invasive way, like a normal person.
Yeah.
You don't say anything about yourself. It's not like,
Yeah.
what does this mean about me?
Yeah, because then that could come across as like a little selfish, like he just had surgery. So
Yeah.
I would just table this in your mind. Don't worry about the future. Let this play out because he's got a lot of shit going on. I mean, I don't know what kind of surgery he had, but
yeah, but I definitely think it's okay and it's actually really kind to send a text message, honestly, kind of what Jade said, like once a week, just to check in. Obviously,
unless
that
he
is
didn't
unless he
respond.
doesn't respond to you.
unless he
like,
doesn't
the
respond, then
yeah,
I wouldn't keep.
Right.
But like, it's okay if you send a text and if there's a little bit of back and forth and then the conversation dies down, that's okay. I mean, he's in the hospital, he's recovering. You don't want to be annoying. It's okay to.
You know that he's going to be back on his feet in late January. Then it's like, hey, hope you're
So like, let's say you
feeling
have
okay.
4 text conversations that you have to start. And maybe you won't have to start all of them. But like, let's just say 1 week you ask, hey, how's it going? Been thinking about you. How's recovery? How are you feeling? Is there anything, I can do? Like, but they're going to be like,
not.
no.
Yeah.
And then maybe the next week, like if there's any inside joke, and this is a big tip for dates, always try to make like a little inside joke. Cause then you can reference that in texting. Like, oh my God, look, I saw the purple cat we were talking about on our date.
Oh my gosh, I'll buy you a bottle of Riesling when you get back.
Yeah, any sort of like little like inside joke, like how's recovery going? That bottle of Riesling I got you is chilling in my fridge. Like, little things like that to like make him feel special. Like the thing with men is like you want to make him feel special, but not too
And just
special.
like genuinely asking like, how are you feeling today?
Yeah,
Because being very genuine about how someone else is doing, that goes a long way.
yeah. People really like that. Like that person cares about me.
Yeah. And honey, I've waited a long time for a man, and I could wait as long as I needed to wait. You know, like waiting till like the end of January is totally fine.
Oh yeah.
It's totally fine. And then that gives you like more time to do like whatever you want to do to better yourself too.
Yeah. And I would definitely take that time to like better yourself. Like try to not to think about it. Try to like read a book once a night.
Write in your journal.
Write in your journal.
Which, by the way, my
Go for a
friend
5 mile run.
Vidisha, shout out, got me a new journal, and it's Taylor Swift's love story journal. And I almost cried when I opened my present. I was like, because she got me the journal and Skims, and I was like, these are my two favorite things, like Taylor Swift and Skims. Oh my god, like this was great.
Oh wow.
And I finally wrote in it. So
That's
anyways,
so like
You've been
contradicting.
ratting away.
I've been ratting away.
I can't wait to see what you come up with in that little notebook.
Can't wait to hear you read it out loud on the podcast.
I still can't believe I did that one day. I wrote my like poem 3 months.
Yeah, that was the one 3 months. That was so good.
It's funny because it wasn't bad. It's just like so sad and
I was
embarrassing.
really sad. Like as your sister, I was sad knowing that you had that kind of emotion.
Yeah. What did I say? Something like 3 months since I walked through those restaurant doors.
You couldn't say Chewy's because it sounded like cheapened the whole thing.
Hey, don't talk about Chewy's being cheap. They got that creamy jalapeno dip, honey.
Honey, I know it.
And I love it.
We know.
Okay, so it's freaking 2023.
Yeah, it's freaking 2023.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna sneeze. I don't know why it's like a cough and a sneeze.
So what do we want people to talk to us about next week?
Shit.
I really like these advice ones.
I like the advice ones too.
like even if
give
it's
us the-
asking for a friend.
And you know, okay, here's the thing about like sisters and how like our house is. People will come over to our house and they'll kind of like tell us the drama of like what's going on with their friends, and then we all like
We
give
all
our
we all
opinion
chime
on
in.
it. And then maybe that's kind of like what we do next week. Like tell us like your friend drama. Keep it super anonymous. Change
all their names.
and we'll just have like a little like opinion session.
Yeah.
Like a useful opinion session, and maybe somebody can like take it and like find value
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we're so smart.
Yeah, and we're going to start this year off with a fucking bang.
Yeah, we're gonna fucking do this, bitch.
This is our year, girls.
Yeah, girls.
Yeah, sisters.
Right, Bailey?
Right.
Come on, left girl.
Yeah, we're going to start this year off with a bang, bitches.
There we go. Left girl speaks.
All right. Well, you can write in, as always, to yourpoordad@gmail.com or DM us on, well, you know what? Just write into yourpoordad@gmail.com. DMs are hard to manage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll read all the emails.
And please make sure to rate and follow our podcast. Send it to your friends.
Send your friends our like TikTok clips and be like, see, this is how funny that podcast I was telling you about.
And speaking of TikTok, make sure you like and follow us. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Your Poor Dad Pod. And every time we post something, make sure you like it and comment on it.
Yeah. And like, if you don't know what to
Engagement.
comment, just like tag Chicago Bears.
And also, mostly speaking of TikTok, always remember that Taylor Swift liked Paige's TikTok.
Bailey,
Right.
don't make me cry.
And next year she's going to comment on her TikTok.
Next year, we're going to see her in April.
I know.
Okay.
2023 is going to be magical.
Don't make me cry.
All
Cheers.
right. Cheers. Goodbye.
Bye.